everyone, I'm Ronald Kemp from RVDK. I'm working on my 14th wardrobe, which will be presented on July 6th. And I'm very excited to tell you a little bit about my view on the future. We did so much research and development and working with unexpected materials and working with, again, like trying to work with leftovers, but making it as rich as ever, I think. So it's a very couture approach, and well, what we stand for is our sustainability and our inclusivity. But so we really worked on for example, again, a whole project with textile trash that we really made into a beautiful statement, I think, in a collaboration with some companies here. And I don't know, I think we went all the way. Like every look is very eccentric and very much like a statement. So I think for this season, it felt right. And it also felt like looking at the future. So this whole interview comes at the right time, I think.
Well, so the next year,
to tell people something positive and make them dream. And yeah, and I think in our situation, we really try to make people aware of things, but in a very sort of playful and, I would call it sexy way. Like, we don't want to finger point, but we want to talk people to be a little more responsible and to respect themselves and who they are and show themselves and be eccentric. And so I think for the future, yeah, for me, that is one of the most important points, that we all become aware of our surroundings, of the world and who we are. And I think fashion is a great help in that, and it can underline everyone's personality and their stand in life. So yeah, this is for me what is very important about the future.
excellent.
Well, I think as a designer, you just have to be aware of everything that's going on and around you. And, I don't think you should force yourself to say like, oh, I'm going to do something futuristic now. I think we need to move on and move further and think like, okay, what does really count? And I think it's a beautiful inspiration also for us designers. So yeah, that's what I'm working with right now. And I think we sort of, yeah, we need to reinvent everything. So we need to let go of all our old ways. We know that. I mean, I think people are aware of it, but I also think the whole system, like whether it is retails or the way designer works or the way we show, or everything is sort of like up in the air for me. And I think it's very exciting. I think a lot of people are scared of it, but I think you should see it as exciting, and yeah, should all motivate us to try and come up with different things. A funny thing is that when I graduated, my thesis was about fashion and the environment, and that was 1998. So in a way, I felt like, okay, I had I looked quite ahead of things. I mean, so I find it really interesting to look back to that. I actually found the thesis the other day and I looked through it, and I thought, wow, this is quite interesting, like it is what's happening right now. But yeah, when I think, I mean, I always look back, I'm also nostalgic to the old days of the heydays of haute couture, and that's still an inspiration for me, but you also try to move it forward. So I do it with different materials, and I always, it's never a literal inspiration from then. So yeah, what is futuristic? I think I saw a beautiful movie from Wong Kar-wai called 2046, and I'm actually doing because he asked me to do a project with him. So I'm actually working on something, and I thought that was an amazing movie talking about futuristic, but it was also very much like my sensibility. Like it also had this nostalgia, and it had, I don't know, there was a sentiment in it that really got to me. So yeah, I mean, futuristic, it can be anything, 2020 for us changed a lot. The year prior, we had already decided that we we did no longer wanted to work with wholesalers because it sort of went against what we stand for. And we decided to concentrate on couture clients and demi-couture clients. So those are also private clients, but at a different price level. Of course, when COVID started, that whole business came to a standstill. I mean, even dresses that were ordered at our January couture show, we would never be able to deliver because we never could meet the clients. And so I was quite surprised to see that during the period that other houses were just continuing and said like, oh yeah, well, we still serve our clients. But I thought like, how can you do that? You cannot have a physical fitting. So for us, we had to really think like, okay, how do we do this? We almost had an empty office, an empty atelier. But I think for us, it was very good because we felt like the whole world sort of had a sense of mindfulness and the whole world was listening. So I think at one of the most difficult moments when everybody was quiet and nobody dared to really say anything, or it was at the height of COVID, we made this statement where we did it wasn't a fashion show, but we did a fashion statement here in Amsterdam where we showed 30 girls in vintage couture from us, so previous wardrobes, and we made matching couture masks, and they came out as a statement with white flags, as a statement for sustainability. And it was at a moment when no one was talking or doing anything, so it was a really great moment, and I think for us it really caught the attention of the whole world. I can imagine that fashion has to change. I think the public will demand changes. I think it's very important that big companies downsize because the sheer size of things makes it so difficult to make changes. So, I mean, all these big groups, I think they need to have, they need to be separated into smaller brands where you can make a change and where you can have more identity for each brand, rather than saying like, yeah, I get it. It's cheaper if you do it all together, but try to concentrate on what you stand for. I think, like I said, eccentricity is important. I think, and for customers, I think it's personal attention and intimate experiences. I think also for buyers and for press and for people who finance, I think they have to rethink why they do things and how they do things and let loose of their ways that are so in this fashion world. I think we should open up and listen to what the world is telling us. I mean, that's, I think, the most important thing. Well, I've always said that I'm trying to reinvent the notion of couture house, and I sort of see us as a couture house more as a movement where we can change things in the world, and I think we are doing that. Ideally, I work with our customers, but like with people that want to be different and that have a point of view and that have a strength and that that want to exude what they're about, like show their eccentricity. And ideally, we also collaborate with a lot of different companies, and could be on many different fields where we're broadening our influence and where we also maybe even like scale, but in a ethical way. And I'm not talking about dresses or something, but I'm talking about it could be anything. And I also believe that it shouldn't always be about products. I think we should think more about other ways of including customers. It could be an experience, or I don't know, like a membership, or I don't know, like we can work with people and give them their ideas, but it also doesn't always have to be, like, I don't know, a bag or something that they throw away the next day, like it can also be an experience. Or I think we need to think differently, and this is what I'm looking for. And I hope that the new generation will bring new things. I'm working with quite a few colleges, so I see like there's so much, there's such a different mindset, and they're also like also this whole ethical mindset is already embedded in their system. So I'm really excited to see what comes out of it. And I hope the big corporations are not going to ruin it by luring them in, but I hope that they get the freedom and the independence, and that they don't get lured in by prices and then, you know, they have to follow the system again. I hope they go their own way. That's what I'm working on with them. And it's the most rewarding thing to do. I think I just finished with a group of 70 students, and it was an amazing experience. But really, I'm trying to get them to revolt and, like, you know, do something completely different and forget about the whole system and come up with new things. I think that is, for me, the most exciting thing, you know. And I hope, I hope they will really succeed in that and change everything.